bright and early.
Bright and early. I know. And I had this scheduled, and then I realized it was the day after the 4th. And I'm thinking, this is a bad idea to start anyone in Pacific at 9 o'clock. But so I really triple appreciate you showing up and, looking respectable, Mike, I have to say.
I even put a clean shirt on for this.
Thanks a million. So, Mike, will you tell everybody a bit about yourself? And if you want to include your journey into real estate, you can, but about the market in Salinas and Monterey that you cover, maybe some of the services that you provide for people there.
Well, I'm a licensed real estate broker. I sales, obviously, and property management. Mostly, apartments, single family homes, things like that. It keeps me busy.
Is there a lot of rentals there at the moment? Or do they go fast?
They go very quick. The rental market is very, very competitive right now. And especially with all the new laws coming into play, the landlords are being a little more picky when it comes to selecting a tenant. So, yes, it's very competitive, and they don't sit on the market for very long at all.
Okay, rentals. And I've always, with my Irish background, we've always believed in owning rather than renting, that you're, giving away your money when you rent. But right now, people are in a position where they can't afford to buy right away, right? So they stay with you, rental, and then they come to you for their sales, or what way does that work for you?
Yes. You mean as far as the tenants or the actual owners?
The tenants.
Yes, the tenants. I have in some cases sold the property they're renting to them when the seller decides that at some point they want to sell it. We always give the tenant the first choice, and if not, then we find them something down the road.
That's really good. And how many properties do you manage right now? It's a big market.
Oh, I knew that. I should know that.
That's okay.
There's probably properties. I think there's about 20, somewhere around 25 different properties, I think. But in some of those properties, there's 4 units, some are 6 units. So
that's a lot. That is a lot of properties.
It's a lot of work too.
Okay, so, I bet it is. And you're a hard worker. So I want to go down the alley of you have your own firm. You never joined a bigger brokerage. Why is that? Would not interest to you, or?
I think so. I mean, I kind of liked working on my own. The large brokerages, I've visited them. There are a lot of great offices out there. And for someone who's getting started in real estate, I think it's a good idea to start with a large brokerage firm. They got a lot of resources, a lot of information, training, things like that. But I'm on my own. I don't have anybody that works underneath me or anything like that.
But you have been asked to join brokerages, right?
Yes. Yeah. I have been asked by several. Some of them I know personally, and they've called me, and I appreciate that. I have other ones just call you out of the blue, random calls. But once they find out that I do property management, then they kind of shy away from it. They want me to either give it up, which I don't want to. So it usually kind of ends there.
Yeah. Well, that's fair enough, because you also, it's nice being your own boss too. But I think the property management is a big thing, and it's a big portion of your business too. So, I mean, it's totally understandable. So, Mike, a lot of brokerages, when new things come out, they will send it out to all of their agents. So how do you, as your own firm, stay on top of everything? How do you make sure you are on top of all the trends and changes?
There's lots of information out there. We get information from our local association, and of course from also we get notifications from Department of Real Estate. Just online, and I follow some of the other say big brokers, been around for many years. They're on Instagram, things like that. And I mean, there's constant stuff being sent to us daily about trends and upcoming rules, guidelines, and whatever you may need. It's a click of the button, and you're there.
And you have it all. Yeah, once you
Yes.
know, you know. Now, I know that you are a big Instagram guy and you love using Instagram. In fact, you described it as your favorite real estate tool, which is interesting because people would never automatically think of Instagram as their go-to real estate tool. But how do you use Instagram to stand out from all the other agents?
I'm not sure if to stand out that it's.
Okay, how do you use Instagram effectively?
Oh, okay. Well, I didn't mean to. Okay. I have someone that does it. Well, I have someone that does it for me. It's very hard to do everything, plus your social media and your advertising and all that stuff. But it's my oldest daughter who works in tech, and she's very good at it. And she tends to do things like you just said earlier. The latest trends, the latest things the latest. Oh, what's the word I'm trying to think of? I'm sorry. Up to date with what's going on out there. What the type of advertisements, things like that. Your market. Hitting your key, your target market. Is that the right word I used?
Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
you're perfect. Your outreach, all of that. Keeping up with the trends is absolutely perfect. But yeah, no, and you're dead right. Actually, you touched on something that I think is very important for a lot of real estate agents, and a lot of people want to do it all, but especially when they're getting started, because they may not have the cash flow to actually pay someone to do their social media. But it is difficult to stay on top of it all, and having a professional social media content creator and social media manager is absolutely brilliant and a fantastic idea. So we're coming towards the end. This is 5 minutes. We're already at
Oh, 5 minutes is up already.
yeah. The
I was
pain is
getting warmed up here.
it's almost over, Mike. You're nearly there.
Darn it.
Last question for you. Well, you can keep chatting. I'm happy to keep going if you are.
Okay.
The last question I have for you is if you're going to share a fun story about real estate or something funny that happened to you while you were, you know, selling a home or a rental or whatever it is.
Yes. So I had a listing, and the lady had, I think, 3 or 4 bunnies, and they had the run of the house. So
Oh,
she
that's
said,
gross.
when you come in, they'll hide, they'll go into the table or something, they won't show, but just make sure you don't let them out. So of course, I went in the backyard and I closed the sliding glass door about 2 inches open. Well, the bunny, we didn't know, got out. We know, how do you get out? Because the door was open. It was open probably about a foot, and we couldn't figure it out. So we're chasing the bunny for about an hour. We finally get him back in the house, and I'm standing there watching him. He opens the door, the sliding glass door, if you leave it cracked, and he gets out the second time.
No.
And I'm calling my client saying, is there a way I can get the bunny back in the house? Unfortunately, he got out, which is the worst phone call you want to make to your client, telling him your pet's out running around.
I'm sorry, Mike, but why did you do that? You got the bunny once. Do you not think you were going to catch it again?
I think the bunny was having fun. I think the bunny knew that I was going to chase him, so he was having fun.
Oh, that's brilliant.
We finally got him back in and counted them all up, and they were all there stuff. So
Did your clients show up? Were they a little
they showed up at the
annoyed?
very
Or?
end. Yes, just about the time we were closing up. And it was a lot of work. I was exhausted. I was sweaty. I was just, I was more worried about losing someone's pet than I was about anything else. I could care less. I even sold the house at that point.
I have to be honest. You didn't care if you sold at that point.
No, I
That's
was so
very
worried
funny.
about my client being. Could you imagine telling someone, by the way, your pet's gone? I don't know where he is. But I'll see you tomorrow. We got open house.
But I have to ask you, I mean, that must have been, if you were having an open house and the bunnies were allowed out, that must have been a nightmare listing.
It wasn't during an open house, but it was a showing.
Yeah, but if you were having an open house and the
Oh,
bunnies, people just
we would have
go,
to put them. Yeah, we would have to put them away in something. But yeah, you're right.
oh, I thought they weren't allowed to ever be put away, that they had to be, out and about.
They were, this case, they were out and about thinking, and I
can just imagine as well somebody coming into that home and having a look around and seeing something scurrying behind, the sofa. I would think it's a rat.
no,
First thought,
these were
there's
big
a
bunnies.
giant rat in this house.
These weren't little bunnies. These guys are huge.
Yeah, I'm not buying that house. There's something creepy crawly or furry and scuttering around.
Well, it's the first time I went to see the house, the thing just popped out from nowhere, and I was like, "What is that?"
Oh, that's so funny. That's so fun. But a lot of people have very domesticated rabbits. They even know where to poop and everything. They're
Yes.
very smart. Very
Yes.
smart.
Rabbits, believe it or not, a very smart animal.
They are. They are.
They'll go just like you just said. They'll do what they're doing and all that.
Well, Mike,
And
I have to say it's been a real pleasure having you on. I hope you'll come again, and I haven't put you off this idea. And just again, if there's anything, if people want to reach out to you, if they're interested, either if I assume people would approach you who want to rent in the market, or not just like the landlords, but if somebody's looking for a rental, do you have people on your books for that sort of thing?
I have
Or
calls constantly for people looking for a rental, mostly single family homes in this area.
okay.
I'm in the 68 area, Toro Park.
So if
That's
people wanted to rent, buy, or sell, how should they reach out to you?
They can find me any old way. I mean, you search my name, you search I'm Singh Real Estate and Property Management. I'm out there by just how do you find
Do you not
anybody
have
anymore?
yourself a supermarket cart?
Instagram, Facebook, what's that?
Do you not have a supermarket cart or grocery store cart with your face on it?
No, I don't. Although I did get a call the other day for someone wanted me to do that. I believe it was Safeway or one of those big corporations, and they asked me if I want to do that. I says I'd rather not.
Have little babies sitting there with their back.
They tried to sell me on what a great idea and how many people see your face and all that stuff. I says none of my I don't put my picture on any of my advertisements. My
You
card.
don't?
No.
How interesting. How interesting. Because I mean, that's a big thing, is being recognizable and people knowing you from your face.
Well,
And then when you're out and about, people know you.
Yeah.
It's not you. That's okay.
When you put the picture on there, everybody touches them up so much. You look at them later and you say, "Is that you?"
Yeah, well, that's true too. That's true too. But I was just
great. The
picturing,
pictures always look great.
they do look great. But
Yes.
I was just imagining a Phil Dunphy moment there with you on the grocery cart going around. Get a whole bench maybe next, the whole family on it. Wrap the car.
No. The easiest way to get a hold of me is just a good old-fashioned phone call.
And your phone number is?
831-261-1801.
831-261.
1801. I do answer my phone.
And there you go. It's on screen for everybody now. See?
Oh.
Like magic. There we go. I should have had that ready in advance for you, Mike. Again,
Well, that's why you're the tech person. See, I would have said, "Well, how'd you get that number up there?"
just like magic.
Yeah.
Well, that's what I like all tech to seem. Seamless and magical.
Yes.
Well, thanks a million again. It's been a great laugh catching up with you. And like I said, I hope you join me again another time.
Sure.
Take care.
Bye-bye.